Hey, what? What just happened? WandaVision trailer, breakdown, analysis, all the Marvel comics and MCU Easter eggs. Anyways, hello guys, welcome back to Moevo. This is Tarun and let's get started. Thanks to COVID, it burnt away all the MCU films. But here is WandaVision trailer giving pay for all the MCU Easter eggs and breakdown. First, sitcom references. As we listen to Twilight Time by the Platters, we see Wanda Maximoff and Vision in a black and white setting in what appears to be any given 1950s sitcom. The two are newlyweds, which as they will get into a bit head scratcher since Vision was last seen getting the Mind Stone tearing off from his skull in Avengers Infinity War. I'm not sure if it is creepier and more alarming that this Vision has what looks like the Mind Stone on his forehead than if he showed up fine without it. Due to Wanda having meta-human powers and Vision being an android, the two have to hide their true natures to fit in. Do Vision and Scarlet have children? About 13 seconds in Vision is holding newspaper. It is the Westerview Herald and the headline appears to be Little Baby June's first word tickles. Mother. Something it's probably a throwaway image, but as we already knew from the first trailer and the history of our protagonist, babies play into their story in a big way. House of M. During dinner, Wanda uses her superpowers to pour out wine without manually holding the bottle. The wine is called Maison du Marpis, which translates to House of Contempt. More interestingly, if you just start with House of and leave the last word untranslated, you pretty much get House of M. There is even that big M on the neck of the bottle. Give it a subtle touch. House of M is the big Marvel storyline where Wanda lost her mind and lost of control her powers, thereby transforming the entire world into a reality where she and her family ruled and mutants were the dominant species. It would appear that there are elements of the story in the play for Wanda as Vision. This goes along with a shot later in the trailer, where Wanda is straight up alterning the living room on a stressed whim. Unlike the black and white section, she doesn't appear to have a handle on things at all. Is Deborah Jo Rupp the villain of WandaVision? Deborah Jo Rupp, that 70s show, plays a neighbor visiting for dinner with her husband. As she notably brings up them having babies, the big thing there is that she asks general questions about their background and neither has an answer to give. The visiting husband appears to violently reject itself due to their lack of answer, even throwing an impure damn in it into the 50s setting. As thing appears to no longer make sense, reality seems to begin to unmarvel. Is this thing really happening? Wanda wonders, is this really happening? This is when the images start to flash quickly. Now we are in a setting that's somewhere in between Brady Bunch and Family Tree. At 45 seconds we see the two of them playing with their babies in the comics. In the comics, Wanda gave birth to Vision's children, with the explanation being that Wanda was advanced as an android and Vision was also advanced with the android. That he even had workable sperm. Lol, this is kind of fun, right? Over time this was disproven and it was shown that these babies didn't fully exist. They were created by Wanda's power, mixed with that of demons. This revelation ultimately broke Wanda and we are destined to see that kind of damage in MCU. Catherine Hine very briefly appears at 45 seconds, decked out in some seriously 80s exercise threads, looking at her sitting on the counter with a free spirit, comics accurate costumes. Eventually the cinematography returns to the regular cinematography house style. Vision looks like his MCU self. There are people around trick-or-treating and nobody appears to be too active. He flies around to give his neighborhood a closer look, and this is likely where he ends up testing the limits of whatever is going in with reality. This goes nicely with Wanda's comics accurate Scarlet Witch Halloween costume, something she suddenly never worn in these movies too. Who is Catherine Hahn playing? Catherine Hahn makes several appearances in the trailer. Earlier on, she seems like the fun neighbor during the 1950s sitcom sequences. Later, she is wacky neighbor in 80s exercise gear. But during the MCU segment, she appears on Halloween. When Vision taps her on the head, she is fittingly dressed as the Wicked Witch of the West from Wizard of Oz. Confused, she points out what we know and Vision doesn't. He is supposed to be dead. Jump cut to her not only laughing but laughing like the Wicked Witch of the West. Not only is the witch connection neat, but it's another story that goes from black and white to color over time. Could she be the MCU version of Agatha Harkness? A Salm witch who helped out Marvel heroes on occasion? Yes, she is, because the subtitles revealed it. Monaco Rambio. A body flies through the sky in daytime only to land in nighttime in front of government agents. This is Monica Rambeau from Captain Marvel, now grown up and portrayed by Teyonah Parris. Rambeau has a significant Marvel history and a claim on the Captain Marvel, so if she is here, expect a potential ties to Captain Marvel too as well. The presence of government agents, SHIELD agents, paints how serious the situation is. Wanda didn't just bring Vision back to life with her powers, she has taken over an entire town to mold into her own reality. Of course, the outside world is going to notice. The question is, why can't they do about it? Can they stop her? Can Vision stop her? Can Wanda even stop herself if she wanted to? Just wait for our next video to know all these answers. If you like it, drop a comment and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.